Avakin, still here. I'm an Avakin coin artist. And here with us today with this live stream is a one-on-one exclusive interview with Lockwood creative director and fashion and trends, Jade Howe. Hello, Jade.
How are you? Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course, we are very excited to be having you here. As I told earlier, I am one of your biggest fans here on Avakin. You and your team create all of the fashion content in game, and I mainly play the game for the fashion. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited for this interview, and I'm super stoked that you're a big fan. That makes me really happy.
So we want to know more about, of course, you and your fashion, since you're the creative director for fashion and trends. Could you tell us who is your favorite fashion designer, and do you think it affects your own fashion designs or aesthetic that you're producing in game?
Okay, so this is a tough question for me because, first of all, we look at so many designers constantly, and there's just like so much fashion content out there. One designer who I love personally, though, is Shekamoose. He gets the fits and form and colour beautifully every collection. They're just breathtaking, and he just like oozes that Parisian feminine chic, which I'm all for. I am and always will be a forever Phoebe Philo Celine era fan. My days as a fashion student and Alexander McQueen and Vivienne Westwood always had like a place in my heart as well. Alexander McQueen's exhibition at the V&A, and I think I cried because it was just so emotionally fabulous. They're my two kind of key designers. For us as a design team, we don't really kind of design for ourselves, obviously. As fashion designers, we have that kind of consumer insight, and we look at a community and user base. So we try and look at many different angles in terms of like research that affects the design outcomes. So it's more a case of looking at those external brands and designers that are doing really well and trying to incorporate form really well in Avakin and what the users would enjoy to have and the community would love to see. So community, let me know your favourite designers and brands, please.
You would love to know in the comments down below. So if you guys have any suggestions for new trends and designs, where usually could they give their suggestions?
We always try and like read user suggestions on Reddit and like obviously get our community feedback. So please do post. We do look. We do really take into account any kind of suggestions. We try and incorporate that.
Okay, so speaking of fashion and trends, like there are so many micro trends that are happening, especially on social media, TikTok. How do you and the fashion team keeps up with those trends?
We're always like evaluating performing and what we're doing at the time and what's not performing well. So we have to kind of really take into account that. We look at micro trends, so we do our research around bigger trends seasonality wise, and that's kind of obviously based through like the fashion industry trend forecasting area, where you're kind of like looking at what's come out in collections, what's kind of just evolving due to seasonality and things like that. And then obviously the micro trends are the stuff that are just like phew, they kind of dip in and out. So we've just got to be on the pulse. So we're constantly looking at trend feeds and looking at TikTok and kind of seeing like discussions and just viral things people want to see as well.
So speaking of brands, do you guys have your favorite like Avakin brand, and can you walk me through like the process of like how we go from like a fashion idea to like an Avakin release, and like how do we identify which brand is it going to? I think that's a very interesting thing that the players would love to know.
Yeah, so each brand very much has its own identity. So you've got like Cloud9, which is very much female-centric party wear. Then Drop Science obviously is more of like a streetwear brand. You've got more relaxed fits, and you've got like your hoodies and lots of layering. So very like streetwear chic. I think I look at like a lot of off-white inspiration and others, even Balenciaga as well, for inspiration around that brand. Delirious, which is really awesome, that encompasses everything alternative. So it's not just like a goth brand, it kind of encapsulates punk and like cyberpunk and all of the different aesthetics that kind of fit into the alternative category. I really like Delirious. I think it's really fun. We're trying to create more diversity across the content. So the reason we do that is so people can have more creative freedom to style their Avakins, so trying to provide more diversification through the content. But I'd really like to see if we could do maybe some more mini capsule collections around like more of like the luxury side, like some icon releases
That's true. So, talking about the metaverse and it being more diverse, we recently introduced body shapes to our VIP members. What has been the preparation and contribution of the fashion team in regards to body shapes?
There's some like researching and giving feedback with the other developers. So it was our input was kind of looking at popular basic shapes. So you've got like the anatomy shapes, so like pear, rectangular, inverted triangle, many more. Yeah, we just gave a bit of feedback and kind of insight into what we thought, and then we let like the awesome developers kind of crack on with all the technicalities for body shapes, which has been a brilliant update to Avakin.
People have been enjoying body shapes so far, and I want to congratulate the team for making such diverse and amazing update. How do you think this will affect the future fashion releases now that we have body shapes?
We are currently looking at how we could adopt the shapes and forms of clothing, or release like certain clothing that can accentuate the specific shape. Obviously, like in real world, you'd construct something that would fit and you've got different sizes, but like from an art side, it kind of doesn't work like that for us. So we have to just we've got to test these out and figure it out a little bit more. So something we're trying to perhaps look at the moment is how we kind of create shading on the garments to like accentuate the areas of the body, for example. So we're just trying to explore that at the moment, and we definitely want to kind of release looking at like specific clothing that works with those specific body shapes.
Can you tell us like a little bit, like a glimpse of like what else is coming in the future releases, or like what's in the works right now that you're allowed to say?
I think I'm allowed to say this. But we've got some really exciting stuff coming up for April, May and June, and we're currently looking at how we can with like folds and variations on particular bestsellers to create variation like on the form of the garment, and with that is kind of looking at the body shapes as well and how we can kind of incorporate the silhouettes to fit those different body shapes. We're also looking at exploring our impressive back catalogue, and I think trying to kind of update some of the beautiful key items that we've had in the past, like the texture and quality. So I kind of say that it's a bit like the reissues that we've seen Valentino and Helmut Lang do recently. And trends-wise, the popular culture side that we see externally in the world, we've got Coachella in April. So LA, Calais inspired festival fashion, and then maybe some dark, like moodier rave outfits versions with that. So I'm really excited to see how people like combine those new assets together. So we're looking at like fantastic textures and variations on fabrics for that, because you've kind of got a really nice variation there with styles. Plus we've got some like awesome movies that are being released, so we wanted to kind of do a nod to those. So maybe some Disney bounding. The Met Gala is also in May, so we're kind of looking at some past inspirations, think Icon around here with some like new designs. I hope I've not spilled too much, but I hope it's enough to excite you guys.
Definitely love the tea that has been spilled. I have to ask, are you excited for the Met Gala, and who are you most looking forward to in going?
Well, I mean, Rihanna, that Super Bowl moment was, I mean, what a way to announce a pregnancy.
Any last words or final words to everyone that are watching?
Keep creativity up. Style your Avakin out, like have fun, explore, and enjoy.
How about your socials? Do you have Lockwood accounts on Insta? No, I don't think you have one.
I don't have one. I have to say, watch this space. Maybe that's something I might have to get into.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty sad that you don't have an Instagram for your Avakin, because we would definitely love to see your looks.
Oh my gosh, that's actually a really cool idea. Like, we could have a fashion team one.
That is basically how I started my Instagram, is because I wanted to post my outfits, like, on how I style them. Because, like, sometimes you style your Avakin and you're like, oh my god, like, she's so pretty. And, like, no one's gonna see this outfit, so you just have to, like, that's why I created my Instagram, and I just got followers, and now we're here.
Your looks are also, like, they're just so awesome and powerful. Like, I love them, and I do on the sly follow on Instagram, my own personal account. But yeah, I love the best part, I think, working here is kind of seeing how everyone takes something, and there's just some awesome user base and like community, and everyone is so stylish and expressive. Like it's so exciting, and you have to show it off.
Of course, for everyone who are watching, also post your looks on Instagram and don't forget to add our official hashtag Avakin Live. Well, Jade, it has been very lovely having you here with us on this very special one-on-one exclusive interview with you. We want to thank you for being here and, letting me pick your brains with fashion and like what's coming up.
Oh, thank you so much, Dale. It's always a pleasure chatting fashion with you and sharing it all with like the community. So yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
I'll see you guys around the community, and as always, party.
Party. Party, 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 party.